All right, what's up, everybody? Trey Griggs here, coming to you live on episode 96 of The Word on the Street, powered by Beta Consulting Group. If you want to learn more about Beta Consulting Group, check out betaconsultinggroup.com to learn about the services that we offer. We are the sales and marketing strategists you never knew that you wanted. All right, it's time to bring in the crew one at a time. This guy hasn't been here in a while, but I'm pretty pumped about it. Coming to us from Texas. What's up, Eric Serta in the house? Got your Word on the Street hat. Look at that. I need one of those. I don't have one of those.
I'll get you one. I'll send you one out.
Come on. Semper Fi, my brother. Semper Fi. All right. Also coming to us from out in the West area, Phoenix. My boy, the freight coach, Chris Jolly in the house. What's up, brother?
What up?
Oh, brother.
I needed some intro music there. It was brief, but I needed some intro music. What's good, man? I'm happy to see Eric Serta. I haven't seen Eric or talked to Eric in a long time, man. I figured he was on to bigger and better things and said, "Get the hell out of transportation."
Yeah, I did. I had to leave the logistics and transportation behind for my health.
Handle, man.
Oh, no shit.
No, I mean not really, but yeah.
Fuck! I thought you were serious. I was like, dude, I'm sorry.
No, you guys know
Eric said sounds serious.
I deal with mental health issues, so.
Yeah. All right. We got more street crew in the lobby, folks. I got to bring him in. Coming to us all the way from Chicagoland, just north. My boy from Matson Logistics, Greg Roberts, in the house. What's up, Greg? How are you?
Hey, good afternoon, good morning, whichever one you're in.
Okay, what kind of intro? What kind of walk? Man, we need to work on your walk-up game, man. That was sad.
Sorry, I was multitasking. I wasn't quite prepared. I don't have the dance going like Chris Jolly didn't have the intro music.
We got to work on that. All right, moving on to the next.
I got to work on a lot.
We got a boy from Boston, Massachusetts, Five Tools Productions. My man, Babyface Kyle McNaught, or McNasty, as sometimes we call him. Look at that. He's got that, Greg.
What's up?
That's an intro right there. That's what you want to do right there.
Pulling off the Greg. What's going on? How's this?
Good to see you, buddy.
This isn't fun.
Hey, thanks for being on Standing
I'm
Out.
sorry, I'm really, really good looking. Unlike you, Jolly. I don't need to have a neon sign to make me pop.
Listen, I don't want to get in a gasoline fight accident with you, all right?
Look at free gasoline fight accidents are taking over the nation.
All right, listen, we got a New Yorker on the show today, everybody. Give it up to my boy, Chris, in the house.
Yo. I don't have a cool hat. I don't have cool music, but hey, what's up, boys? Homie here from New Jersey. How are you?
We got to. Oh, you're in Jersey. You're not in New York. I thought you were in Jersey. You live in New Jersey?
I'm on the other side of the river. I'm in Jersey, but I do flop over to the other side when I go to the Capital Logistics office. So all good.
Nice.
So I'm playing both sides of the water.
Love it. Glad that you're here. Appreciate you being here, man. Thanks for jumping on. First timer. I know you've watched the show, but first time being on the show, it's big time. Well,
watch it before. You're in for to get on. So thanks for having me.
Yeah. You're in for a rowdy surprise today. So here we go. All right. So everybody listen, next we got a published author in the house. One of my good friends who is a hiking connoisseur and a dog lover. Everybody welcome Raquel Paquets to the show. Raquel, what's up?
Hi, everyone. Happy Friday.
Hey, yo.
Good to see you. Hey, Raquel, I'm glad you have that trash can next to you because it looked like it was like a toilet at one point. Somebody made a comment that it looked like a toilet when you were in the bathroom. So I'm glad that trash can is not there. That's a much better look for you. Much better look for you right there, for sure. Yeah, that's how it goes. All right, everybody. Also from Chicago, the strongest man in logistics in the house today. Everybody.
Big Daddy Bane.
Yes, I'm hoping you guys can hear that.
That's kind of how it works.
I can.
Awesome, cool. And coming to us from Phoenix, showing up in a car today, probably on our way to a hike, as you guys know. Dr. Rhonda Bompensa Zimmerman, what's up? Doc,
hola, hey, fellas. Hey, Eric, it was great to see you today on Freightwave.
Yeah, I was a little nervous. It's been a while.
Oh, you did beautifully. Beautiful job.
It's good to see him back. It's been a long time, my friend. I'm glad that you're back. All right, everybody. And today's special guest coming to us for the first time from the up-and-coming this company is making waves like crazy. They're everywhere. From Freightvana, everybody. It's Lars Ward. Lars, thanks for joining the show, man.
Hey.
How are you?
All right, so
you're standing. You totally should have danced.
I've got. This is just for Jolly right here. He's not paying attention. I got the salon flow.
He does. It's majestic.
That's nice. It is nice. That's really, really nice. I like that a lot. Now, all apologies to my boy Mishak, who's in the lobby. So if somebody drops out, Mishak, you're in. If you stay on. Megan, same thing. Sorry about that. Megan's back from St. Louis. Couldn't get her on this time. Sorry about that. But watch the show. Make some comments if somebody drops out. you are in. So thanks for joining. This is like FOMO. I love it. There's a little FOMO going on in the green room today, I think. I'm not sure. We'll kind of see how that goes. But and if not, then watch the show. Come back next week. We'll love to have you on the show. So, all right, Lars, got to make an introduction, bro. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Tell us what's up at Freightvana. Tell us why you decided to come on Word on the Street of all places. Seriously, what's up?
Ooh, just gave me a lot there. Hey, I appreciate the invite to be on Word on the Street. Been watching for a little bit. It's a fun group, a fun format. So I'm excited to hang out with you guys. A little bit about me. I've been in transportation for about 10 years, but I think what's really exciting is I was a part of the founding crew here at Freightvana. So we got started last year, and Trey, I think you said it best. We've been making some waves. So we're doing some pretty cool and pretty exciting stuff over here in Phoenix.
I love it, man. Absolutely love to hear that. Very cool to see. Also, we got Coleman Ruffin coming to us today. He said, Jolly's here. I know, Coleman, listen, I'm shocked as you are. I'm just as shocked. Like, I can't even believe that he's here, that he's on the time. It's just absolutely nuts. But thanks for watching, Coleman. And Erin is in there, our girl Erin, who probably's not on the show because she didn't do her hair today. That's probably why she's not here. But definitely shout out to Eric Serta, who's on the show as well. So it's great to have you guys as well. I'm going to play some 90s hits today. I'm going to go a little 90s action today. Everybody all right with that? We're going to do a little 90s. Yeah, Chris. Yep.
He's great. That's me.
It's the only way to go. So we're going to rock that, which is good. So Lars, let's talk about Freightvana. So I'm still learning about Freightvana. I'm still kind of getting familiar with the company and all that. When did it start? What do you guys specialize in? I know you've raised a little bit of capital as well. Tell us a little more about that.
We got started last year. So we kicked off operations in June of 2021. I think we got started with a team of a little over 20 folks. Pretty unusual for a startup, right?
Yeah, that is.
Hey, we're I think we can say this now, one of the fastest growing 3PLs in the United States. We're covering the entire U.S. with full truckload, dry van, reefer, flatbed. We're doing some dedicated support. We're doing a couple of other modalities, but I think what's really, really exciting and something, Trey, I remember we were talking about this a while ago. So excited to publicly share this, but we've also got our own trailers. So we made a big splash about that. We took our first trailers. We took delivery of our first trailers at the end of last year. We've got another 1,000 coming online this year. So Super exciting. Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Very cool to hear that. And Hayden, what's up, man? Thanks for watching. This is a stacked lineup. I don't know how that happened. Ooh, did we lose somebody? Oh, we did. Oh, Meshach is in the house. What's up, Meshach? Hey, listen, if your internet goes out, it's trouble today. You might be done. Be done.
Pay the bill.
Meshach, good to see you, man. How are you? Coming from Minneapolis? Got you in the show. Megan, there's hope. Hold on. There's hope. You never know.
Nice and sunny outside up here.
Oh, nice. Well, Lars, it's great having you on the show, man. I hope you enjoy it. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I'm about to put the first poll into the chat. So whether you're watching on YouTube or if you are here in the studio, you're going to get a chance to go ahead and click on the link and take this quick poll. It's all about sports because, it's interesting. I don't know if you guys have followed or not, but the MLB is locked out, and I don't think that many people care. Like, you're not even hearing about it, which is kind of fascinating. And so I was thinking like professional sports, like where are we at on that? Like how do people feel about that and just getting some information. So go ahead and click on the form. Go ahead and take the poll. We're going to listen to a little Wonderwall by Oasis, kick back to the 90s back in the day. And then we're going to go and look at these results here in just a minute. So rock on. Rhonda, you're back. Sorry, you got bumped. So sorry about that. We got Meshach in the studio now. So, you're on hold. So we'll see if we get you back in later on in the show. Should be good.
I'm happy to tag team.
And we do have two guests coming later as well, which I'm very excited about. My friend Jeff Combs, who runs the organization that we're going to be raising money for with the upcoming Word on the Street Tough Mudder Charity Challenge, which is coming up April 30th in St. Louis. If you want to go sign up on the Tough Mudder website and look for Team Street Crew, you can participate. We're doing the first mud at 8 a.m., 9 miles, 3 obstacles. If you don't want to do that, you can still come in for the weekend, hang out with us, have a good time, cheer us on, drink a little bit. The event is actually at a winery, at a wine cellar. So you can just sit there and drink some wine and, cheer us on while we go get after it in the mud, if you'd like. But we're most importantly going to be
extra for the
yeah, Chris. Yeah,
sorry, I had to. Come on, you guys. You can't leave that on the table.
I was more caught up on the 9 miles.
9 miles and 30 obstacles. That's right. This is Greg Roberts doing. This is his fault. But we are training. We got a great team we're putting together. Raquel's on the team. Hayden's on the team. We got a few others that are joining, which is awesome. I think Bane's going to come down and drink a little bit.
Nicole is going to sign up. She signed up this weekend, so
yes,
you'll represent.
Nice.
Let's go. So we're going to raise money for Battle Buddy 3 Gun, which provides opportunities for wounded veterans to go do shooting drills and some other really cool stuff, and have a little bit of community and some hope and things like that. People who have just really struggled a lot mentally and just in life, just because they lost their legs, lost whatever their disability is. So very excited about that. Jeff's going to be on the show. He's a former Marine. So Eric, I'm glad you're here. That's cool. He's a wounded veteran, paralyzed from the legs down. So we'll introduce him later on. But let's go ahead and look at, let's see if we got any responses. Do you guys actually do this? Anybody in the audience do this? Let's see. Ooh, we got 14 responses. Very good. Cool. Excellent. All right. So let me share my screen and let's see if we can go through some of this. I got my screen sharing back, which I'm very excited about. So, all right, here we go. So should be able to see the form now when it pops up. Where's it at? There it is. I'm going to go ahead and add it to the screen. There it is.
Don't you own this?
It's a Google Chrome setting I found out that I kind of didn't have it set right, and I blew it. So that's kind of the way it goes. So anyways, all right, here we go. Question 1 was which professional, which was misspelled. Man, that's embarrassing. Which professional American sport is your favorite to watch? I know, because I did it last minute and whatever. But yeah, pretty embarrassing. I thought the O was
silent.
You're not a teacher anymore, Trey.
A silent and not visible either.
That's how it works, man. Florida education. We hide this.
There you go. So I'm not surprised to see this. NFL is still the most popular sport in America, at least among the people watching the Word on the Street crew, which is pretty obvious. A couple MLB fans out there. Who are the MLB fans today? Who are the ones that are MLB? Who we got?
I'm an MLB fan. I didn't put it as my favorite.
Yeah, I am too.
Right.
Yeah. Are you going to miss the season?
Yes, very much.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. All right, next question 2. Are you more or less likely to attend an event live in 2022 than you were pre-COVID? Got a lot of distribution. 7 of you are no difference. It hasn't really changed anything. So the value of being in person hasn't changed, is what you're telling me. 6 of you are more likely. Some of you much more likely. And 1 is who's much less likely? Who's not going to sporting events here in 2022?
I might have clicked the wrong button. I can't say that wasn't.
It happens, right? What are you going to do?
Yeah.
I skim a lot.
Jolly's just sending me pictures right now, so I can see how he get distracted.
Yeah,
distracted by his beard.
And your light's not lit. What's wrong with your light? You can't afford to turn the lights on when you're on this show?
Yeah, Trey, not all of us have fucking endless startup money like you, bro.
Whatever. All right. Well, whatever you can do. Okay, so tell me this. I think, in my opinion, in-person sporting events to me are more valuable than they were pre-COVID, because I just missed it. Like, watching on TV is okay. Watching with no fans is horrible. But to me, like, I really miss that in-person feel. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
Oh yeah, parties. I'm in there. Any big public event, I'm hungry for it. Definitely.
Mishak's kind of a silent killer when it comes to networking and public events. He has this like really professional, kind of somber persona, but you get him in Vegas around that's his place.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, Trey.
Is there a story there? What's going on?
I'm not talking about it.
Had to be there.
Here's what I'm saying. I'll say this. Listen, here's what I'll say is I called Mishak on what day was that? The event was on Thursday morning for the mastermind event in Vegas. I called him on Friday morning. And I said, you should be here. And by Friday night, he was in Vegas. So, you say Vegas to Mishak and somehow he gets on a plane. That's all I'm saying. Is that, he made it on the plane.
Irony is, I don't even like Vegas, but, the company was good.
But the company was good. That's right. That's very good. All right. Next question. Are tickets to professional sports too expensive? Overwhelmingly,
yes.
Say yes. I mean, it is amazing how much it costs to go to a baseball game or a football game. I mean, if you take your family to Florida,
try to look up the Coach K tickets for tomorrow.
Insane.
You can't afford to turn that light on.
$50,000.
How much, Chris?
$50,000 for a courtside.
Really? That is crazy. Hey, Megan, turn your camera on. You're on the show.
Babyface, listen. Both of the teams that I like for MLB are historically dog shit, so you can go for like $12. I don't know how that's expensive.
Okay. Well, that's because you got professional sports in Phoenix. I mean,
the Minnesota Twins, you guys, and Mishak can resonate with this. The Minnesota Twins are phenomenal from fucking June till August. All right, so early games in May, you can get to for like $10. Out here in Arizona for the Diamondbacks, Lars, they give those tickets away.
They give them away.
Yeah, like
so I have good seats, but they're free.
Okay,
Yeah.
so you
I
just
mean, that's a
basically
financial
cheer for shitty
discipline
teams. is
decision
what
to like a
happens.
shit team, you know.
Here's how I can tell.
What's that?
If you consider the Green Bay Packers shitty, then yeah, go for it.
Wait, the Packers have cheap tickets?
No, they don't. He said
No.
shitty teams.
No, but you guys, I'm like, how the hell is anyone voting for tickets aren't too expensive? It's insane to get this thing. You also don't have to take me full, Trey. You keep doing that. I'm by myself on here. I'm not talking.
Only leave it on babyface.
I'm trying to give you a chance, man.
I mean, it's too sexy, man. We're going to have to like make this thing PG-13 rated.
I now know who Drake wrote that song after. Way too sexy.
Yeah, it was when I got my, yeah.
Okay.
It's not only a 16-ounce beer for $22 too is a little bit rough. I mean, I still buy it, but I
don't have to like it.
I mean, it's expensive.
Well, that's the thing. When you're talking about, are you talking about ticket prices, or are you talking about the overall cost of the experience? I can sit at home and get a great view of the strike zone and know every time the umpire is wrong for, you know, whatever a 6-pack costs. When you're talking about going to the game, I'm buying 3 6-packs for every one beer that I drink.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the question was definitely tickets. Bane, I feel like you got something to say.
Ultimately, it's market driven. So here's the deal. If it's too expensive, don't go. Because guess what? There's still 90,000 other fucking people that are going to go.
Right. I mean, the only reason they cost so much is
downer argument.
The only reason they charge it is because people still pay it, right? I mean, that's just the way it is. So,
hey, look, you're not wrong, but hey,
yeah, I hear you.
Definitely the fault is in the public for you know, not just rejecting such exorbitant rates. I mean, that's where it comes down to. It's not the market's fault.
Exactly. Oh. Nice. Hey, by the way, Chris Jolly, you do have a fan today in Aaron who missed your sarcasm. So, you know, thanks for gracing us with your presence today and throwing out a few jabs.
I love Aaron.
She is awesome. That's cool. All right, next
He's the only
question.
person who appreciates my sarcasm.
That's actually probably true. That's
okay,
probably.
You don't have to go there.
Probably true.
Right.
All right. Question 4. Who will miss baseball if they don't play this season? Look at that. 10 of you not going to miss it. 4 of you will. Greg will. Chris will. Who else is going to miss baseball?
I won't.
Yeah, maybe somebody on the show. Yeah.
I forget
Shaq a little bit.
World Series.
Yeah, the Twins are so much fun to watch. That field is amazing. It's wonderful.
You know, if they make it a good experience, that's actually true. If they make it a good experience, that's actually, you know, a difference maker, right? If the facility is good, even if the team is bad, you can kind of enjoy it, especially if it's a business outing. You know, that's for sure. Aaron's going to miss it as well. By the way, Diana's in the green room, everybody. So nobody jump off, because then if you do, Diana's in. So just letting you know. All right, next question. So, and last question, I believe, question 5. If you could only attend one, which would you prefer, professional sports or amateur? Look at that, 9 and you chose amateur sports. Why is that?
I think the further you get down away from the professional sports, the more like heart you can feel, you know, the more like, I want to say like, just like they give it a little more effort, a little more, like you can feel it for me anyway, you know, because like high school, you don't know if it's going to be, you know, that's your last season, your last game. College the same way. And then the pros, it's just like a lot of them, you can just feel like they just take it for granted, you know?
There are some cool stories when it comes to college athletics. There's no doubt about it. But where I tend to fall on this is I love watching the best of the best. And in my opinion, professionals are obviously the best of the best. So there's some great college players, great high school players in different sports, of course. And again, the storylines can be good. But, you know, my take is I want to watch the best perform, even whether that's in sports, business, music, it doesn't matter to me. So I tend to be more of a professional
why would you like to go to the game then? Why even go to the game? Like, if you want to watch the best of the best, buy a really good TV and watch the game. Like, if you want to watch amateur sports, that's all about the pageantry, the tradition, all that fun stuff.
I do watch from home, but I'm saying I'm also excited about actually going to some games this year, going to some different. I'm going to Indy 500 coming up. Can't wait for that. It's going to be packed, 300,000 fans. The biggest sporting event on the face of the earth.
But we're in a pandemic.
Yeah, you know. Okay, all right, Bane. You always got to go there. You always got to. Yeah.
My tinfoil is at the house. Damn it. You go.
Hey, speaking of pandemic and what's happening and coming out of it, trade show season has really taken off. You guys notice that? I mean, there's a trade show every week, sometimes 2 trade shows. This week is TPM put on by JOC out in California. I think it's in Long Beach out there. So I'm sad I'm not out there. We've got ATA coming up. There's Matt's coming up in a couple weeks. We got TIA, which is going to be the bomb down in San Diego. I think they're going to have some of their largest attendance. So if you haven't registered for that, make sure you register. The hotels and the golf is running out quickly, I heard recently. Correct. But trade shows are in full swing. Let me ask you a question. A lot of you on here have companies that attend trade shows. Lars, let me shoot it to you real quick. what is Freightvana's strategy here when you think about trade shows moving forward? In the post-pandemic era now, are you guys attending? Are you sponsoring, exhibiting? What are you guys doing?
First time I met you was at Manifest. We didn't talk a whole lot, but got to connect there. What was that? End of January. So I think
that's correct.
I think conferences right now, two things. People want to get back. They want to meet in person. And I think they're wildly undervalued, right? Because we've been pent up and we haven't been able to do that. So conferences this year, hey, we're going all in. The opportunity to network in person, it's never been at a higher premium.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think.
Well, I mean, because I'm kind of curious, right? There was a little bit of anxiety. Am I going to go show up at a conference that no one else is coming to? Now, early on in the year, that hasn't been true, but what do you guys think?
I think the momentum's there at this point. I think Manifest speaking to our industry specifically, Manifest really kind of started that. I know there was definitely a lot of trepidation after so many companies pulled out of CES, which I think was a dumb move. There was no reason for them to do that.
They messed up.
Pardon?
They messed up.
Yeah, and so now I think you're seeing the momentum. You're seeing and now you're seeing a lot of companies that are putting on these trade shows. I can't remember the holding company that runs Manifest. They said, come hell or high water, we're doing this. And so now everyone's kind of following suit. So now folks kind of had that reassurance, like, yeah, if I go, there's going to be people there.
Yeah, without a doubt. And here's my thing is I really think it depends on a couple of things, where it's at. And we'll bring some politics into this vein just for you. But where it's at, all right, what are the restrictions and who is going to be there in terms of like, the really big, big names or speakers, who are they bringing in? Who's the talent, right? Who's the draw? But really the restrictions to me are the biggest one. If you take off the restrictions, I think people are like, yeah, let's go. That's what I'm seeing is that the shows with no restrictions, people are just flocking to those. So, and I think you're right, Lars, there's something to be said about like when you miss something, that's when the value goes up on it. And when we missed the in-person meetings, like that value to me has gone way up. And what's interesting is that with 2022, I think it's the one year where the conferences are actually lowering prices or giving away some things because they're trying to get people back. They're not sure who's going to show up. So you can get some better deals right now on some of those shows than maybe in the past. And they're higher valued, in my opinion. Chris, what are you laughing about?
Nothing.
Okay, whatever.
No, share with the class. We're passing notes. Share with the class.
Please.
I was texting Robert while he was talking, trying to get him to laugh. Because he says he's gonna. I told him when we're in because we're gonna meet in San Diego. What did I tell him? I said I told him to grow his hair out so we can play ouch oucher on my hair, and he said it's getting shaved today, the top. And I said pure wax job. You're messing up if you're not waxing everything.
So
and what did I say?
And then he says I got to keep the body hair because I got to do it for the bear hunters.
We literally have classroom antics going on Word on the Street. That's right. We have notes being passed right here on that's what's
digital
going on.
Notes.
That's exactly right. So you guys obviously are on a TPM this week. What are the next shows you guys are going to? Robert or Greg? Roberts, which show are you going to next? You guys going anything?
Robert or Roberts?
Greg Roberts.
No, not planning on anything right now.
Missing out.
What I'm doing is local.
Madsen's like, we don't need to go. We're good. Bane, what are you going to next?
I will be at ATA, TCM or TMC, whatever it is, next week. And then I'll be at TIA and then Freightwaves.
Nice. Chris, what about you? What are you doing?
I will be moderating a couple of panels actually at the TIA conference. Freightvana,
you are.
Hey, by the way, Freightvana are going to be on there.
Listen, hey.
And I'll be speaking at one as well. Last session on Saturday. Closing ceremony.
Don't leave early.
Trey, they got it. Can I talk or are you like? Fuck. And then I'll be at Freightwaves as well in May. I think that's all I got scheduled right now.
Hey, which session are you?
We're the last session.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean the closing headliner?
We're the closing section. That's right.
Typically, I just leave. Kind of like last day.
I have to miss it because I'm flying out Friday.
He's got a wax job.
He's got a wax.
Hey, Rhonda, turn your camera on. You're in. Megan left, so you're in. You want to jump in? Chris. Other Chris. We got Chris squared today. This is crazy. 2 Chris's on the same show. Chris, were you guys going anything soon?
I went to Food Shippers 2 weeks ago down in Orlando.
How was that?
It was good. Great attendance, great golf outing. Great speakers. Michael Dungy was there doing the opening keynote speech, which was great. I had some friends who just went to TPM. That just concluded, and they said that was a good turnout. That was an event I historically used to go to. I used to go to TPM when it was about $400 a ticket. So I'm kind of outdating myself. I think the first one I went to was like 1998, and when
it's a little more than that now.
Yeah, it's a little bit more than that, but I heard it was a good event. We got some folks going to TIA. I'm on the fence whether I'm going there or not. So, and a couple of folks going to Freight Waves down, and I think that's in May in Arkansas. So
nice. Okay, everybody, hold the phones for a minute. Bane, are you seeing this in the comments? My boy Hayden Allred, who has a killer.
Wow,
a killer.
That's fucking harsh.
Garage gym, like crazy, says he's coming for you.
Hayden, I can guarantee you this: I will out squat your total if you go to a competition.
Yeah, Hayden, I saw what you did this morning. It was impressive, but
it was impressive.
It's a different league.
Yeah, you don't play.
Yeah, some people on this show actually see me in person. Like it's not.
I'm pulling. Robert's masculinity right now, and I love it.
I mean, everybody.
He said all of a sudden his chest went.
Yeah, I got the Gorilla Piss Ammonia shirt on. Like, no, we're not doing this, man. Not now.
I'm totally pulling for Hayden. I'm not going to discourage that guy at all, but that is that's like a huge mountain to climb. So
he's going to hurt himself. Like you should tell him, no, you should stop.
We can all use one of my catchphrases right now. Wrong.
Your catchphrase, Robert?
I love it.
Yes.
Well, it is now because the other guy got canceled.
Because he got banned from everything. Yeah. You can't hear him anymore.
That's right. So that is his now. That's totally.
He got canceled.
That's right. Yeah. Anyways. So trade show strategy. Yeah. So I think that get back to your point, Lars. I think you're absolutely right, man. They're valued. Got to go. I can't wait to get out. My next one's going to be, I think, Matt's, and I'm at TIA looking at Freight Waves as well. It's just good to get out there. Are you guys going to everything pretty much, Lars, from now on? Is that what you're saying?
I might not be at everything, but I think someone from our team is planning on it. So we shouted out a couple. Are there any big conferences on the list for anybody? I've been trying to put together what the end of the year conferences look like. I've been focused, I don't know, maybe planning a month, 2-3 months out right now. Yeah. Even later in the year. Any other big ones that should be on the radar?
I don't know about big ones, but I'm going to International Factoring Association in Boston. So come to see my boy Kyle in May. Okay. That'll be fun. But I don't know. I can't think of any of them that are young. Actually, beyond Freight Waves is kind of the end. Right? That's gonna be. Well, that's in the fall. Yeah,
that's the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah.
That's true. Yeah.
No, that's what I asked for. I appreciate you, Robert.
It's going to be typical trade show season in the fall, I imagine. McLeod's going to do their thing and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, that'll be good. Somebody turn off your phone. All right, everybody. Moving on. So it's been fun. It's been a good conversation so far today. Rhonda, how are you doing in the car? What are you doing in the car for a whole hour? What is going on?
Well, my phone overheated, so that's why you lost me the second time. But yeah, so I had to train some of my team this morning, and I just wanted to go home and finish the rest of the day working remotely. But I didn't want to miss the show, so I stopped off and popped on. That's
well,
how
we
much
appreciate
you mean,
jumping
Trey.
Appreciate you jumping on the show. Absolutely, coming to us from Phoenix, Arizona. So if you guys don't know this, Dr. Rhonda is a professor at Grand Canyon University. I'm super stoked because my niece, shout out to Anna Moore in Eugene, Oregon, just went there yesterday on a college visit to go to that campus. And I heard some really awesome things about the campus. Check this out. That campus has exploded in the last probably 4 or 5 years for their president. Yeah. They're a Christian-based university. They actually have one of the highest retention rates of on-campus students because they intentionally made housing nice and affordable. And so, of course, the students are like, well, why would I move off campus? And so they stay on campus. They're more involved, a better culture. Like, they're doing it right down there at Grand Canyon University. Yeah. And I've never been there. But just hearing my sister talk about it, my niece talk about it, and obviously you working there, I'm sold.
Yeah.
So
it's really nice.
Awesome.
They
Eric, you been there?
Cleaned up. Yeah, we were stationed in Surprise when I first retired, we moved to Surprise, and the downtown or like the little city area that it's close to, they cleaned it up quite a bit at least on the one side of the highway, and it's got a really nice like a nice small town feel. That's right there. As long as but it's right in the middle of Phoenix. But it's got a really nice, like I said, small town downtown area with a lot of little shops and coffee shops and bookstores and stuff. It's actually really, really nice. My son was looking to go there before we moved back to Texas.
Yeah, that's really cool. And that's a whole nother issue to think about with the pandemic, and especially for those of us that have kids that are either in college or getting close to college. The idea of, college, the value of college, and going. And, you think about these colleges that were remote and still charging a lot of money and all that. I hope the price of college comes down before my kids get there. I'm not banking on it, but it's nice to see a college that's doing it right. So congrats, Rhonda. Tell the provost there. We said congrats, way to go. Love seeing that. Doing a great job. Okay. So we got to change things up a little bit today, because at the end of the show today, we have our guests are coming on. They're going to be on here in about 10, 15 minutes. In fact, Jack just popped in, which is great. So Jack, hold tight, buddy. You'll be in soon. We're going to switch things up just a little bit today. We are going to jump on This Week in Pictures, talk about a few things real quick. So I'm going to go ahead and add this to the stream. We can look through a couple things that have happened. Bane,
yes,
front and center this week, my man.
Yes.
Tell me what is going on.
Fucking stallion.
Oh yeah, what a
Hayden, this is what you got to look. This is what Hayden gets to work for right there. Look at that. Look at that guy right there. Look at that. Okay.
Just like the picture says, my life is dope and I do dope shit.
In case you were wondering.
So talk about this picture right here.
Which one?
The one that's up on the screen.
Okay. There's 4 pictures here, man. So we have the sunset.
This graphic. Talk about this graphic.
So the sunset is a catamaran ride that we went on. So Metaphor had a team outing to Cabo. They sent us down there for 3 days. It was about 30 of us. Incredible trip. We had a great year last year. The team's been growing. We haven't had anything like fully company together in 2 years, basically. So they sent us down there, and this was the sunset on the Pacific on the catamaran. That's a picture of me taken by our photographer in the middle there, looking sexy as ever.
Looking quite dapper.
There in our because my life is dope, I do dope shit, because we like to say that. So we have matching shirts, and we walked around the resort, and they thought it was hysterical. And then there's one on the left. This one is really important. This is my daughter and her coach for gymnastics. So a lot of folks know that my daughter is, she's my favorite child. I'm not supposed to have one, but I do. But she had an incredible gymnastics season, even with some of the struggles she had to deal with. Their team had to deal with COVID restrictions, all types of craziness. So 2-time varsity letter winner as a sophomore, which is great.
Awesome. Yeah, well done. Congrats.
Go 4 for 4. But she has eclipsed her father, and this is what I think is so dope. Is I was on an all-stater until my senior year. She was named honorable mention all-state as a sophomore. So my daughter is dope, and her life is also dope. So it was
she's gonna take your saying real soon.
I mean,
her life is dope. She does dope shit. That's gonna be
She actually was booted from a gymnastics dual meet earlier this year because she argued with a call, which you're not supposed to do, and the judge says, "Well, who are you?" And she goes, "I'm Lily motherfucking Bain." Didn't go over well.
Aggressive.
Yes.
But that's also like,
no way she said that. I don't believe it. No way.
I went like you go out for a celebration dinner after that, right?
Oh,
who cares about the meat? Like that, you win.
And
Aaron says that is awesome. Way to go, Liliana. Yeah.
My wife's embarrassed, but I'm like, hey, like this is who we are.
Oh, that's so good though. Oh, that's such good news. Oh my goodness, that's funny to hear. Okay, so then we got some sad news, of course, as you guys know. We're going to talk about this for a minute, but man, you guys see what's happening over in Ukraine. Golly, I've been looking at pictures. I've been trying to evaluate this from both sides, like, the Russian standpoint, the Ukrainian standpoint, the EU standpoint, the United States standpoint, the China standpoint. Man, I feel like this is like, imagine if we're on a playground and there's a kid who is bullying another kid in the corner, and the rest of us are just watching but not going over to do anything about it. And I don't know if that's a simplistic view of it, but that's what it feels like. Mishak, I would love to get your take on this, man. What do you think about what's going on in terms of this Ukraine-Russia situation?
That's a tough one. I mean, one of our team members our animator and one of our favorite animators that I've used for several years, he lives out there. And so he's had to move because he was actually in a military town. So he had to bug out real fast, and it's been touch and go trying to help him out. I mean, my perspective is that Europe is realizing the importance of hard power and how, the old adage, walk softly but carry a big stick. I think that what it ultimately comes down to is that, they kind of thought war was something of the past. And unfortunately, it is not. And as far as, political assessments, I mean, I think clearly Putin has a vision of renegotiating, the 1989 to 1991 shift in the landscape. He finds it an embarrassment and a problem for world balance, and he wants to reset the table. I mean, I think he's kind of trust him for his word, and that's what he's been saying for 12 years or something.
And if you think about it, that's not that long ago. I mean, this is still recent history. I mean, this was 30 years ago that this happened. And a lot of times you forget that the current setup of countries and structures of Russia and all the different countries that came out of the USSR is still relatively new. I mean, that's not the way it's been forever. That's a pretty new thought. And so, I mean, it seems like this is the march is towards reunifying some of that territory in some of those countries. And I don't know if he's going to get away with it or if somebody's going to step in. I mean, I don't know. It's pretty interesting to think about. What do the rest of you guys think about this? I mean, obviously, it's affecting supply chains. Eric, I'd love to hear your perspective as
I was going to say, to add to your analogy, the problem with that bully that's on the playground is that he's got an even bigger bully that's got his back, and that's China. And so, if anybody does step in, China could easily just swat him away, and it's just a matter of whether they want to or not. But I think, like Meshach said, it's a big wake-up call for people who think, oh, well, we're peaceful now, and there's like, I mean, for me, a lot of it, I have a lot of problem with it, but I also have a problem with the fact that as Americans, we're a little hypocritical about how we went in to attack Iraq and destroy that country when they had nothing to do with 9/11 or didn't have any weapons of mass destruction, and we did not really look at it as, oh, this is a horrible thing that we're going into this country. I mean, we went into a sovereign country and just killed quite a few people. And the same thing with over 4,000 troops were killed, U.S. troops were killed, and really for what? So for me, I like I said, I feel hypocritical about saying, oh, Russia's so horrible for doing this when we went across the globe to just invade another country for really a lot less reason than what, at least what Putin thinks his reasons are for. Like Meshach said, it's trying to take back what they historically believe is theirs. And for us, I mean, like we didn't just go next door, when we shipped billions of dollars worth of equipment and money over to another country. And I think we just forget that we were the bully. Yeah. We were the bully for the longest time. And we've bombed another country at least once a week over the last 20 years, whether it's Syria, in Africa, Central Africa, or Iraq, Afghanistan. I mean, we are the ones that go around, bombing people.
One of the big differences there, though, is, I mean, I think you got a really good point about, like, what are we doing in certain situations? But, Iraq was a brutal dictatorship where most of the people felt like we're under a brutal dictatorship. Versus Ukraine, where most people feel like they're in a democracy, and that democracy is very important to them. Yeah. And so, like, ultimately, I think that really changes the optics a bit. But I think, Eric, you got a great point. Is like, we really should be very mindful about, what we are doing, and if we are really living behind our ideals. And at the same time, our ideals are democracy, and brutal dictatorships, I think, it is a bit of an imbalanced kind of comparison to a degree, but
it's also like impossible for us as Americans to really do it, right? We have Canada and Mexico as like our closest neighbors that could do something. Like, this is truly like NATO going like to the border, something that completely disagrees with your government. Like, not pro-Russia at all, making sure I'm crystal clear on that, but it is one of those, like, it's so foreign to us to really understand as a country of like what it would be like to have a hostile neighbor right on our borders.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say real quick, I think too that at the end of the day, what it does is it reminds me that there is good and bad in all of us, right? I mean, what would it take for us to be in that position and to feel like we're going to take something back as well? It's like, I think sometimes we tend to think we're the good guys or the bad guys, and it always kind of comes out to that situation. I think in this situation, people are thinking Russia's the bad guy, Ukraine is the good guy, and making those stances. And there's arguments both ways, but I think it does a disservice to not think of the full perspective and try to understand what's happening, whether you approve or disapprove, at least trying to understand the situation. But man, this is a complex situation. I don't know what the answer is.
Life's
it's
not
really
a movie.
sad to see. I
like,
know.
Life's
it's
not
just
a movie.
really,
there's no good bad. Everyone thinks that they have good intentions, and they're like, what they think they're doing is the right intention.
right.
So it's impossible.
And every time I look at these pictures, I mean, I just think, can you imagine walking out of your house, going to, the downtown area in your local area, and just buildings just demolished, like this one in Lower Right-hand corner, and some of these different ones that are out there. Like, I can't even fathom what that would be like, but really sad for the people in Ukraine and anybody who's suffering. I mean, I would say this, anybody on both sides who are suffering. I mean,
there's a lot of the Russian troops that are actually just like, they don't want to be there, and they're giving up, or they're like, I had read from some military people that I know that are working out there that they're letting their tanks run out of gas so that they can just sit there and not attack, or they're voluntarily like giving up and just saying, there's a lot of the military in Russia that doesn't want to follow this order of attacking Ukraine, and they don't see it, they don't see it as kind of a lawful order. But you're not getting that in obviously the media is not gonna portray that, but they got to make Russia the bad guy, when down to like the actual foot soldier, the person that's boots on the ground, is like, this is ridiculous. Like, we thought we were just going to come to the border, threaten some things, and that'd be it. And now that they're being told to attack, it's not, for them, it's kind of unconscionable to be like, no, I mean, you have us attacking apartment buildings and complexes where people, kids are at and people are at, and they don't.
That's horrible. That's the worst part for me, seeing that. Like, I understand some military targets maybe and getting a warning just to destroy stuff, but kind of try to preserve human life as much as possible.
Do
Man,
do you think that this will change people's actual perception of what war is really like, with like the living it in real time and seeing a lot of the stuff that's out there? Because I think for a while, like, this is the first time where you're actually seeing like citizens post videos of, their buildings getting blown up and stuff like that. And I think that it's going to change people's perceptions, because like, everybody's a Call of Duty warrior, like, if you go out there and do anything, you see all these people talking shit because they play Call of Duty. But I think it's, if we're going to look for a silver lining in this, I hope this makes a lot of people realize that a lot of the shit that we argue about here in America is very fucking trivial, because we don't have mortars being dropped in our apartment buildings and stuff like that. And I think that with with where we are as a society, I hope this just makes people wake up to like what we have here and why we have to like truly protect it, and really like why we spend what we spend on defense, and stuff like that.
Like
it is the first war that we're going to see on social media, like, the really played out, that we'll see doing that. So what was that?
I was going to say, it's really not. I mean, we've seen it in Israel and Iran, and we've seen it in Syria, we've seen it in Africa. It's all on social media also. It's just not spread. And I hate to bring the point up, but these are European. They're white. They're white. It's a white civilization. So it's a Euro Aryan
isolated problem.
Group of people. So it's not a brown people that's being attacked. It's not a brown people that are being oppressed. And so it's a lot more visual, whether people are doing it, consciously or not. When you see people of your color, your skin being oppressed, it's a lot more visual to you. So like, you see a lot of journalists that are saying like, oh, they're attacking a civilized nation. And then it's like, well, Jerusalem and Israel and Palestine, all these groups, they've been attacking each other forever, but they don't quite fit the narrative of they look like us, to the majority of Americans that are in power. And so for me, it's like we've seen people in the Congo getting killed for years, and Syria's been fighting for over 20 years. And the media just it just gets blurred out because they don't look like us. And now that we're seeing people that look white being attacked in their homes, it's just the biggest deal in the world, and we need to send people to save them, and we need to do this. And I think it, like I said, I hate to be the one that points it out, but to me, it's blaringly obvious that we have way more compassion for people with lighter skin as a whole, as Americans, than
it's definitely interesting to see how the media is going to play that.
They've already, you see journalists all the time talking about how horrendous it is, to see these. I've heard journalists say this is a civilized country being attacked, and it's like, well, civilization is a word that we could use for, even the Mayan culture, they were civilized.
Right.
Iraq was civilized. Syria's been civilized.
Do you think, to your point, with that being said, do you feel like social media is pushing this content a lot more than they have in the past? Because I'm just getting, in the past couple of years, getting heavily involved on social media.
It's the first war that's trending. It's the first war that trended.
Yeah, and that's what I meant by it all. Right. Is this being pushed in a different way?
I'm not saying that anybody's doing it by doing it consciously.
Yeah.
I'm just saying that we're getting to see who runs the media, who writes the narratives, who's in control of what we are told to think and do. And we're really getting to see that diversity in the higher up of, like I said, who's in charge, who writes the narrative. You're getting to see who it is, because it's not even close to any of the other media that's been on. There's war atrocities going on all over the world, but it's to brown people. It's the dark.
That's interesting.
People, and we don't
care,
We'll
have to see how that plays out. And I hate to cut you off. This is a really good discussion. We're going to have to continue this next time. Real quick, I want to get through these and then we're done. So we had State of the Union. We're not going to talk about that. Everybody finished the laundry room. So very excited about that. My wife's super thrilled. Yeah, I'll have more pictures about that. I did make a baby cry this week.
Shocking.
So,
have a great weekend, everybody. I got to bounce.
Hey, see you, Chris. Yeah, did make a baby cry this week. And of course, we got our team we're putting together for the Tough Mudder Challenge coming up, which is pretty cool. So all to say, a lot of good stuff going on this week. Okay, I want to make sure that we have plenty of time for our guests who have been waiting so patiently in the waiting room, in the green room. They're smiling back there like, come on, let's go. Who's this Eric guy that keeps talking about war? So let me introduce you to the guys. Sorry, Eric, had to give you a hard time. But let me introduce you about the guys who are running Battle Buddy 3 Gun, who we're going to be raising some money for. A couple of former military professionals. Jack, were you in the Marines? Just give me a thumbs up if you were in the Marines. Yeah. So 2 former Marines. Very good. So first of all, let me introduce my good friend, Jeff Combs. Jeff, welcome to the show. And then finally, his buddy, Jack Smith. Guys, welcome to the show. Glad to have you here. What's going on?
Thanks for having us.
Hey, man. Thanks for having me. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. So we're going to talk about, we're going to spend the last about 10 minutes talking about this here, what we're going to be doing for these guys. So April 30th, everybody, we've got the Word on the Street Tough Mudder Charity Challenge event here in St. Louis. We're going to be raising money for these guys. Well, before we get into that, Jeff, why don't you do a quick introduction of who you are, your time in the service, and what you're doing now. Talk a little bit about your accident. And then, Jack, I'm going to give you some time as well. So go ahead. You guys are in.
All right. So my name is Jeff Combs. I am the president and founder of Battle Buddy 3 Gun. We're a 501c3 nonprofit that travels the country putting on 3-gun matches for guys in wheelchairs. So I was in the Marine Corps from 2008 to 2012. In 2012, I was in a motorcycle accident that put me on life support for about 4 weeks. And so kind of battled with that. And coming out of the coma, I was actually paralyzed from my T9 vertebrae down, so about mid torso down. And so for a few years, kind of got to a really dark place and went the route that many veterans go, and isolated myself and didn't want to do anything with anybody. And fortunately for me, my recreational therapist at the VA was just an incredible guy, and he reached out to me every month for three and a half years straight. And I had decided that I was gonna check out. Yeah, there you go. So Trey came down from Oregon. He was living in Oregon at the time, and spent a week down there with me. So long recovery, and was fortunate enough to have an organization kind of reach out, grab me, not let me go, and get me involved. And so I started scuba diving with them. And that's when I realized that, just having one event, one thing to look forward to is sometimes all guys need to get past that expiration date that they set for themselves. And so in 2020, I met Jack, and we became Instagram buddies. At first, I saw this guy all over my feed before all the gun stuff was censored, and there's this dude just shooting. I see that he's former Marine. I was like, I got to talk to this guy. So we go back and forth. Went to an event together, and I just asked him. I said, "Hey Jack," I was like, "Do you think that I could shoot 3-gun?" And he's like, "Yeah, of course, man." He's like, "It's all over the place. Just sign up for an event." I was like, "Well, I've been looking for years now, and there's nothing for guys in wheelchairs." He's like, let me get back to you. I'll find something for you. About a week later, he calls me back. He's like, "Hey, bro, there really isn't anything for guys in wheelchairs." I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "I know. I've been looking." And so, Jack is the vice president of Battle Buddy. He is the ops chief. Anything that you see as far as clinics that we put on, matches that we put on, they are all run by Jack. He's an awesome dude. He's become one of my best friends, and we couldn't be doing this without him. So I'm glad to have him on board. Just don't tell him I said any of that. I don't want him to think I like it.
And Jeff, going back to this picture real quick. I mean, I remember when your mom called, man, it was a tough phone call, but the moment that she said, "Hey, do you think you could come down and hang out with them?" I mean, I couldn't wait to get down, man. I think I brought you some donuts and some chocolate milk. She's like, "He would really like some donuts and chocolate milk." So I remember bringing that down, and that was just it was good to be with you in that moment. But I know that event has drastically changed your life. But I'm so excited and so proud of you as former youth pastor and now a friend who that you've turned a corner and now you're helping other people out. Man, I love it. I absolutely love it. And so Jack, I want to give you some time as well. So Jack, why don't you jump in, tell everybody a little about yourself?
Yeah, so Jack Smith, it's my real name, I promise you. I was in the Marine Corps from 2006 to 2016. Did a couple things there. It's 10 years. I was an instructor. I was in the infantry, did 5 tours, had a good time. Got out of the Marine Corps on a Friday, went to work in law enforcement on that following Monday. That's where I'm currently at. Been shooting 3-gun. I think I shot my first 3-gun match in 2008. So if we're not familiar with what 3-gun is, real quick, it's rifle, pistol, shotgun, action shooting. So like I was looking for something to kind of hone my skills. Like I said, I went on 5 tours with the Marine Corps, so in the infantry. And I never really thought that I was getting all that I needed as far as firearms training. And that's a general trend. But so I was looking for something, and I noticed that all the best shooters in the world shoot competitively. There's a lot of tactical guys out there that will completely disagree with me, but based on my extensive research, that is a fact. Can't argue with time and results on target, and that's what competition shooting does. So I got in, shot my first match in 2008, and I made the joke about it the other night when we were talking. But real quick, you get into 3-gun, and the next thing you know, you're like $60,000 in credit card debt because you got stuff hanging out that looks like space blasters, But I do. So I've been shooting, shot 3-gun for a while. Jeff contacted me, noticed he was a Marine. I was all about it. And we go out and shoot a match. We go down to Florida, shot a match. It was pretty good. And then after that, Jeff's like, "Hey, you think I can shoot 3-gun?" And I think anything's possible. First off, anybody can do anything. So without a doubt, I'm like, dude, absolutely.
Love that.
Now, me not living that life that I have a way better understanding of now, I'm like, dude, that's easy. We'll make it happen. A couple years down the road, we're still working the kinks out, but I think it's going well. But looked around, there's nothing for them. So in turn, that's where I'm like, man, we'll figure it out together. Brought them down to South Carolina. We started we hit the ground running, and that's, like I said, we're a couple of years in, and we're still trying to get it all worked out perfectly, but I think we're well on our way.
Yeah, no, it's awesome. And thank you so much for coming on today. I was, we had a chance to talk, and Greg Roberts was with us that time we were talking about this. I want people to understand, what this does and what this costs and how we can help out. So what this is doing is it's providing an opportunity for people that now have limited opportunities in life. When you're a disabled vet, especially if you're in a wheelchair, it just limits a lot of things that you can do. And this is taking those limits off just for a moment to do something that's exciting, to be with another group of people who are in the same situation as you, give some hope, give some opportunity to be together. And I love it. And the cost of this, so we were doing the math, we were kind of talking, the cost of this to put on one event, to take 10 guys, to take 10 wounded veterans out for a day of shooting or some other activity they might do, it's about $4,000. And this is not a business. They're not doing this to make money. They're doing this to help people out. So, there's a cost. Somebody's got to pay for this. And so really excited to be able to do that. I'm looking for corporations out there. So if you're a company and you're looking for an opportunity to sponsor a charity, you want to drop $4,000, that's going to provide an event. If you want to drop $20,000, that's 5 events that you're going to be able to put on or help them put on. So no check is too big, no check is too small. If you're an individual and you want to drop $50, 8 individuals are going to be able to put one person through because it's $400 per person. If you want to put one through yourself, $400 contribution would be great. I'm actually putting into the chat right now the link to their GoFundMe page. So you can go right there. You can give right away if you'd like. You can wait a little bit. We're going to try to raise as much money as possible. I threw out an insane goal a couple weeks ago. I don't even know if it's going to work, but I threw out an insane goal. Like, you know what? Can we get $100,000 for these guys? That's a lot of money. But you know what? We got corporations. We have companies in this space. We have a lot of companies in transportation that did really well in 2021. It wouldn't be much to drop a little bit to help these guys out and to help wounded veterans have opportunities. So I'm going to be pushing it. We're going to be raising money as much as we possibly can. I'll put that link in the private chat as well so you guys on the show can see it as well. But we want to just fill this bucket up. I don't know what goal you put on the GoFundMe account. I don't know what goal you put, but I want to blow that absolutely out of the water. I didn't tell these guys this goal till just now. Like, you guys didn't hear this till just now. And, so we'll see what we can do. But listen, if you own a company, if you have veterans in your family, if you have veterans in your company and you want to do something really, really great, we would love for you to participate and to provide some funds, some much needed funds, so these guys can just continue to bless people who have blessed us by sacrificing themselves so that we can have the freedoms that we have. So Jeff, Jack, so excited that you guys are on the show today. So glad to be partnering with you guys. Look at that, Eric Serta, my boy Eric Serta. Look at that hat he's wearing. Do you see that? He made that hat. I didn't even ask him. He just made it. He took my logo and made a hat, and he just said he'd like to set up a t-shirt, hat, and sock sale that raises money for you guys. So we'll get Eric involved with that. One thing you don't know, Eric, is that Jeff also has an apparel company as well, LimaCharlieCC.com, and he provides some really cool patriotic apparel. You can definitely go to LimaCharlieCC.com, buy some gear from Jeff. You're going to love it. Quality stuff. In fact, I went out there because I was talking to him about doing some things. Is it .net or .com, LimaCharlieCC?
It's both.
It's both. Very good. All right, cool.
Either one will get you there.
Either one will get you there. Cool. So I went over there to look at some shirts. So I was thinking about having him print me up some shirts, and he's like showing me like this is the double, the 2 fabric, this is the 3 fabric, whatever. I'm like, oh, I like that. So he's getting good stuff. So when you order from him, it's just like when you order from Eric, you're going to get some good stuff. So you guys could probably go in and do something together, which would be pretty awesome. But Eric, thank you so much for that. But man, I'm just so excited, guys. And yeah, feel free to jump in. Somebody's going to say something. I don't know. Anybody want to say something?
I got. Hey, so I wasn't, but I'm happy. I'm happy to talk. So we're obviously excited too. It's such an awesome thing to be involved. I love firearms and I love competition. Jeff's the same way. He likes competition. And bringing that to people that something that they probably couldn't have made happen before. You're mixing two of the things that I love to do. Again, like I said, I like to compete. I don't care if we're trying to get to my back door. I'm going to race you there. I want to beat you. That's how it is. And then same thing, people who are into it and providing something. I love firearms. Just as I get to teach all this stuff. That's fun for me. I'll teach you anything. We could have a full blown class right now on guns here. I can get you all on the same page. But it's such a good thing, and to be able to see that those people get involved and be pumped up about it makes me even more excited. Every time I go out, we do a couple months between events. And, in that middle time, it's like, I'm pretty pumped up about it. And then you get there and it's like, it's through the roof again because these guys are excited and I'm excited. And it's so easy to get behind because, I'm the only thing I'm upset about is we didn't start it 5 years ago. That's really the only thing.
Of course. That's right.
That's upsetting.
Well, I haven't been to an event yet. I'm excited to get out and see one of these happen at some point. I'm hoping I can come to South Carolina. I'm hoping next time Jeff goes, he'll throw me in the car and I can make the ride with him and we can get over there. Which would be a blast to see that. But guys, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for what you do. Thank you for your service very much. And we're going to do it, man. We're going to get this going. So again, corporations out there, let's get some donations going. The link is in there. I'm going to put it on social as well. And guys, thanks for being on the show. Really, really appreciate it.
Awesome. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for
having us.
All right,
guys, we're gonna make our out today. I got a couple of things. Don't go anywhere, everybody. We'll come back to full screen in a minute, but I got a couple announcements to make. First of all, we cannot forget our boy Max Shukart over at Supply Chain Bingo. Go there today. They got a promo code WATTS10 for 15% off to get your Supply Chain Bingo game today. Man, I want that guy just to absolutely kill it. So if you're looking for a great gift for your kids or something to do this summer when you're driving the car, pick up Supply Chain Bingo, give us a gift. It's awesome to do that. Also, I want to give a shout out to my boy Daryl Mathis and the boys over at Dads of Girls Apparel Company. If you go over there and put in the promo code Word on the Street, they'll give you 10% off to get some good stuff. All about promoting dads, being good dads to girls. And I'm all about that with 2 girls of my own. And of course, thanks to our title sponsor, Beta Consulting Group. Please go check us out at betaconsultinggroup.com, see what we're offering, how we can help you out. Again, we're the sales and marketing strategists you just didn't know you wanted. So check that out. And of course, next week, we've got Word on the Street, episode 97, coming to you on March 11th. Going to be an exciting show. We actually have a special guest next week. I don't know if you guys know this cat or not, but next week on the show, we've got, oh gosh, who's on the show? Oh, I forgot. Dang. It happens, guys. You know what? Just let it go, but it happens. Anyways, we have a great show next week. So thank you guys for Lars. Thanks for being on the show today. Thanks for telling us about what's up with Freightvana. Good luck to you guys. Hope you guys keep killing it.
Thank you. Appreciate
and the boys
that.
And the Marines on the show today. Semper Fi. Thanks, guys.
Right.
Appreciate it. All right, everybody. We'll see you next week. Episode 97. Peace.
Bye, everybody.